Bonjour, bonjour, on se retrouve sur Never Alone, donc sûrement la dernière vidéo. Je dis ça à chaque fois mais ça continue. Mais a priori c'est un jeu qui est relativement court. Voilà, on en était où? Ah oui, on était, il y avait le géant de glace.
Niversiarolo kangit ka ibaktane. Inyuk pasumarok. Ulimak tuahalu apun. Siamittakanaka. Asi pihirunnik sillamun. Siammayaktillu. Siammayaktin maung apun. Anuremakkuakariga. Asi aganiroktillugu tungaanun niveaqsiaqaluallum aimaaqavianu tavura kangitkaasumman aganiroruutilaanga.
Alors, on sait jamais. Je vais remettre un petit compteur d'1 heure. En espérant que ça dure pas tant que ça.
Qanuqulluga takpiguaaniaqpik niveaqsiaqaluallu qallaqiaqtaq abulaitqaan atautsikun majoquniarikku kiwa tiriganniam.
aller là. Ah, ça met dans l'autre sens en fait. Oui, il permet de... Et là on va attendre la prochaine fois. Et voilà, c'est ça qu'il fallait faire, je pense. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé? Allez, danse. Je pense qu'il faut pas trop s'éloigner. Allez, avance. C'est monsieur. C'est vraiment dommage parce que l'idée était cette tâche. La maniabilité gâche le truc quoi. Quelle rester sinon. Ça aussi c'est un petit peu fatigant. Les switch à chaque fois. C'est techniquement pas au point ça. Ça enlève mais pas trop longtemps. Vu qu'on est dessus aussi. Voilà. C'est petit peu. Tu remontes, tu redescends là, redescends bien. J'en ai marre, je vous assure, j'en ai marre. Allez, je refais une dernière fois et si c'est pas bon, je m'arrêterai là parce que j'ai pas envie de passer 10 milliards d'années sur ce jeu qui est dans ma tête. Un truc quand même, hein. Ah. Pas de vent, donc c'est pas ça. Bon. Non, pas. Je vais vous mettre quand même les petites vidéos. C'était un petit peu l'intérêt du jeu, hein, faut être honnête. Et comme ça, si ça vous plaît, vous pourrez... Il en restait un, on est vraiment à la fin. Vous pourrez... Hop. Vous pourrez le finir, à savoir qu'il y a aussi un petit DLC qui s'appelle Fox Tale, que j'ai aussi, mais que je vais sûrement pas faire vu l'intérêt du jeu principal, même si parfois les DLC peuvent être pas mal. Mais bon, je pense que c'est le même principe, donc voilà, vous savez ce que j'en pense. Donc allez, on va se regarder des petites vidéos, parce que ça, je pense que c'est plus intéressant.
We're very much aware of the climate change, and it's been for many years, even before climatologists were noticing this change. Inuit were already saying, "Sila alangoktok." Our climate is changing.
If the heat is going the way it is right now, for us it's going to be pretty bad. Different birds are coming, and they're coming earlier, and sometimes rain is more than what we want, because when there's more rain, we know it's going to melt the permafrost.
In my time as a young whaler, when I was 9 years old, we're hunting from ice that was about 25 feet thick. And there was giant icebergs already floating, coming by. That was the first signs of a changing climate. Ice that never broke before was now moving. Now, here it is 50 years later, we're hunting whale from ice that's 18 inches thick. There's no more thick ice.
It's creating a malfunction in our whaling season is what it is. Actually more than that, all seasons in general.
I think we are more scientists than more people will realize. We have more knowledge of those things than people will ever know.
Ok. On ne va pas commenter, hein.
My brother was out seal hunting. He got attacked from behind and managed to grab his knife and save himself. When he came to realize, oh no, it's a mother. We've always known traditionally that we avoid killing a mother. It's always been sacred to us to protect them. He had to present himself to the council, and so he was given the job to mother the baby, and we kept it. It got so big it went over the barricade one day and got to the dog food, and that was an indication that, brother better go teach it how to survive on its own. So he did. I really got attached to the bear because I more or less grew up with it. And some days when brother took him walking, once in a great while he'd put me on the bear and I would ride on it like a horse. I was just happiest little girl in the world.
In, Arctic Alaska, hunting is a really important part of life. It's not just about going and shooting something, it's about going and putting food on the table. But more importantly, subsistence hunting isn't just about the insular family unit, it's about feeding the whole community. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about subsistence hunting in Alaska is that people go out and they'll go get, fish, or they'll get a caribou, and they'll get, seals and whales, and one of the first things they'll do is they'll say, I need to take this to the elders. This isn't just about one individual surviving or one family surviving, it's about the whole community.
We didn't just go out and kill and put in a freezer. It's like a ritual that I learned from my parents.
It's all about relationship. I don't know, I think there's a lot of camaraderie involved. And just being out on the land or being out on the ocean, it's like getting back in tune.
I'd rather be out there. To me, once I go out there, it's the world that I learned from.
Now we spend all our time out in nature. You get very intimate with the world. And over time, if you're living that life, you start to sense that everything has a spirit. There's a consciousness in everything. Everything is alive. If everything is alive, then we want to respect it. And if we're going to use it, we want to use it respectfully.
What I try to tell my nephews and nieces, you love to hunt, you have to take care of the animals that you catch, preparing the food and eating the food that you catch.
Water provides you. The ice brings you life. It provides all those things that you need to be a part of your life.
That was something I grew up with. I grew up respecting the animals. I grew up respecting the land. And that, to me, that is why we as Inupiaq, as an Inupiaq culture, as an Inupiaq people, is why we're so successful.
I think most central to the ideology of the Inupiat is the idea of sharing.
Being able to feed the community, feed others. That's why we hunt. In the old days, that's what you needed to survive,
The sharing is important because it's how the community survives together collectively.
We just give. That's how I grew up. That's the way I'm always going to be because of who we are.
I think most central to the ideology of the Inupiat is the idea of sharing.
Being able to feed the community, feed others. That's why we hunt. In the old days, that's what you needed to survive,
The sharing is important because It's how the community survives together collectively.
We just give. That's how I grew up. That's the way I'm always going to be. Because of who we are, we always think about other people first.
If our people didn't share in the old days, we wouldn't have survived in this harsh, climate, environment.
Big Diamond, Little Diamond, and King Island. And in those three islands are the stepping stones to get to America.
So King Island is this absolutely beautiful place off the coast of Alaska. And if you can imagine being on this really kind of rocky island that kind of shoots up from the water to these cliffs, and then all of a sudden you see these stilts, and then you look up and there are these houses.
They were built on the cliff up high because of the ice. Being an island in the Bering Sea, you have ice that's being pushed by the winds onto the island. So it's going to pile up 50, 60 feet high. Structures are still there today, and people have returned to King Island. It's a growing community as the people return back to their island.
When I was young, my mom, whenever the Northern Lights came out, she just whistle.
Boy, they come alive. Just keep whistling and that aurora will, just like, you can almost hear it.
And then she explained to me a little bit later that those are children, and children who've passed away when they were children. You don't want to draw them in too much, is what she said, because then they could play football with your head, play Eskimo football, and that's what they want to do. They're always playing, those children up there.
Don't play out without your hood on. If you don't have your hood on, the aurora person is going to come down and chop your head off and play ball with your head.
It wasn't like they were trying to do bad, or it was like a scary story or anything like that. It was just, that's how it was, that's what it was.
In the month of November, there's no sun. So during that dark time, we travel by the light of the moon. It's quite different. Everything was silver and black. Toward the horizon, we could see where caribou are because their body heat flowing upward, and we could see it glowing in the moonlight against a dark horizon where there's no stars. If somebody yelled, you could know who yelled from where the sound came from, but specifically where that cloud of their breath went up and it glowed in the moonlight. So that was a good time to travel. It was very surrealistic. And so things that were dark objects look very close, and white objects look very far.
We're taught that there's no hierarchy. It's not everything else and then man, humans on top, and they're separate from everything. We're taught that everything is equal, and that all the animals have a human form or can be seen in a human form. And so they have just as much or more intelligence. In fact, have a lot to teach people. And so that's how these transformations can happen. It's if the animal wants you to see it in its human form. There's a story where a man comes up to an ice hole, and then realizes there's another man in his parka that's that's got stuck in the net, you know, and is just stuck like that. Oh, can you let me out? Please help me, you know. And so then he lets the man out, but then realizes that was actually a seal. That was a seal man. And just because that seal wanted that help, that seal allowed itself to be seen in human form.
We have our Dimi, the body, which returns to Nuna, the earth. And we have Atik, who is our name that has been passed down to us over the generations. The spirit of our Atik lives on so long as man remembers that name. It would be hard to describe what happens after death. The feeling is that when our Anik returns to Sila, then that may be reborn if the name is passed on to a new child who can then retain some of the memories of the original name.
And so it's not uncommon for grown-ups or adults to meet a child who has the same name maybe as their grandmother and say, "Hi, Aka," which means grandma, "Hi, Appa," or "Hi, little mom," or "Hi, little dad," because it's the traditional belief that the soul, is continuing on.
Humans are renewed and replenished over time. Just like our plants. Every year flowers are born and bloom and they die. Next year they are born again.
So a recurring type of character in Inupiaq stories is the manslayer. And the manslayer is kind of this bad guy. And I think really what's at risk when the manslayer comes into story is the livelihood of individuals and the whole community. And so the manslayer is really used as a way to say, don't act only for yourself. Always hold the community in your heart. Oftentimes in these stories, there is one person that will stand up.
And what this humble person will represent, who faces that manslayer, is a return to order, a return to true living in the community. And it just takes that one person. It could just be that one person that can help to change everything. Because everyone wants to live a good life. Everyone wants to have a good community.
With regard to the environment, the blizzards have been one of the key elements that have impacted the survival of people, especially in the hard winter. We know a blizzard is coming when the moon is starting to get fuzzy. We also look at the stars. When the stars are twinkling fast, we know a storm is approaching. We look to the clouds in the sky to give us a direction the storm is coming from. We learn these as children by observing weather on a daily basis.
Ok, alors là il restait une seule vidéo. Je sais pas si je vais tenter de là on va rester la dernière fois. Ce truc. Voilà.
mayok tuaganiallakam qaanganun inyukpasum niviaqsiaqalualuk isummiqsoq sulukrautilaaminik Kuminyakukukiak ulimauta isumaro nalunaitjok aganek pangarit Paleramek tikinyak ulimautekpak. Tigumang ulimautekpak akralik tuk natkayakatahutik. Inyuk pasum malikataloka ang ulait ka o kilablo ni.
on va s'arrêter là, ça me saoule fortement. C'est très injouable. Donc alors, que dire là-dessus? Alors, la direction artistique est superbe. C'était une très bonne idée de vouloir faire un jeu sur ce sujet, sur cet univers qui en plus est pas du tout classique. Donc ça c'était bien original et c'est une bonne idée. La direction artistique, comme je viens de dire, elle est vraiment jolie. Les personnages en termes de direction, enfin quand on les dirige, sont... Quand on est sur le sol, en fait, ça fonctionne assez bien, mais alors dès qu'il faut s'accrocher à des plateformes, c'est pas très précis, c'est-à-dire un coup il va s'accrocher un peu en avant, un coup il faut sauter bien plus loin sur la plateforme, donc il y a des petits problèmes de netcode. Voilà, sinon les petites vidéos c'est pareil, bon de toute façon je pense que c'était plus un jeu éducatif qu'autre chose, même si je pense que pour les enfants c'est un petit peu vu encore une fois le netcode qui est un peu aux fraises, ça va pas être super jouable pour un enfant. Mais sinon, bon, il y a des petites vidéos donc qui sont sympas, donc ça serait plutôt, je conseillerais plutôt enfin je ne conseillerais pas mais en dehors de ça, si vous vouliez, je conseillerais plus un adulte qui jouerait les plateformes et qui pour montrer un petit peu après les vidéos éducatives, voilà. Mais bon, clairement on n'est pas du tout sur la formule de Soldat Inconnu qui elle était carrément superbe quoi, tant au niveau artistique qu'au niveau des phases de gameplay qui changeaient tout le temps, de des sentiments qui évoluaient à travers les personnages, de la morale à la fin. Enfin bon, c'était vraiment une petite pépite. Là on est loin de là. Bon, c'est axé sur le réchauffement climatique, c'est un peu à la mode en ce moment, donc voilà, enfin bon. Et puis le gros problème en termes de jeu pur, c'est que les phases de gameplay sont vraiment en dehors de ce que je viens de dire juste avant, imprécise. C'est surtout que ça varie pas, c'est toujours la même chose. C'est très emmerdant en fait. Pourtant c'est pas des jeux qui sont très longs. Là je pense qu'on était à la fin vu qu'il restait une vidéo à débloquer, mais j'ai même pas le courage de finir quoi. J'avais eu aussi comme je l'avais dit dans une vidéo avant, le DLC A Fox Tale qui est bon, on doit diriger le renard, mais bon clairement ça va être la même chose, donc voilà, bon, après je vais pas aller trop cracher dessus, hein. En ce moment il doit être, je ne sais pas, dans les 5 euros, c'est pas super cher, mais c'est vraiment dommage en fait d'avoir, c'est vraiment pas varié, donc la jouabilité, le netcode aurait dû vraiment être, surtout qu'il n'y a pas grand chose à faire, on fait tout le temps la même chose. Sans compter que j'ai eu sans arrêt des retours vers mon bureau, donc non, c'est vraiment pas stable, c'est pas terrible quoi. C'est vraiment une déception pour moi. Je m'attendais à un petit jeu, bon pas très long mais vraiment sympathique, et bon j'en retiens la direction artistique est sympa, et puis bon les petites vidéos pour découvrir des choses sur l'Antarctique, mais clairement en termes de jeu pur, c'est absolument nul quoi. Voilà. Donc voilà, on va pas rester trop longtemps là-dessus, hein. On va passer à d'autres jeux, il y en a plein. Voilà, voilà. Donc sur ce, portez-vous bien. Et puis à bientôt. Ciao. Bye.